With this video, we start the study of measure of central tendency. A measure of central tendency is a number that is representative of a data set. It has this condition to be a measure of central tendency. Need to be greater or equal than the minimum of the data and lower or equal to the maximum of the data. So it cannot be more than the maximum, no less than the minimum. The best example is the arithmetic. What we need to do for computing the arithmetic mean is adding together all the values of the data set and divided by the total number of data. The arithmetic mean is actually the average. It will be of two types of arithmetic mean. This is something that we call sample mean, and this is when we compute this measure from a sample. So we call it a sample mean. This will be a statistic. And the statistic that we represent with the letter X with a bar at the top, we can read it X bar. So this is a sample mean, and obviously it will be the sum of all the data divided by n, the number of data in the data set. When the arithmetic mean is computed from the population, we call it population mean. And of course, it will be a parameter because it's computed from the whole population. And we represent it with the letter mu, but the definition is the same. The sum of all the values divided by n. In this case, we use capital N just to differentiate from the small n when we are using a sample. So the small n will be the sample size, and when I capital N, I will be speaking about the whole population. This symbol, the Greek letter capital sigma, it represents a sum here in this course. Anytime that we see this symbol, it means the sum of all the sum of whatever is written here. And small n is the sample size, so it's the number of elements in a sample. If we consider the sample, then we write a small n, and the capital N is the population size. Let's see some examples. Let's see this example. We randomly select 6 of the 50 largest companies in USA. They appear listed below along with their revenue. These are the lists. Yeah? We retrieved this from Fortune 500 in 2018. We have the company, 6 companies that we randomly select, and we have the revenue. We ask you to compute the mean revenue for these 6 companies. I noticed that this is a sample. Yes, there are 50 largest companies. We are researching the 50 largest company in USA, but we take a sample of 6. If we take a sample of 6, then the symbol that I'm going to use is X bar. So it will be X bar equal the sum of all the X divided by N. And this N is the sample size, so it will be 6. So I'm going to add together all these numbers, 244,363 plus 100,264, and so on, and divided by 6. I'm going to add this using a calculator. I add this, and then I get 899,678, and we are going to divide this by 6. We divide this by 6, and the answer is 149,946.3, and if we round it to without decimals, this will be the answer. This example is taken from this Excel spreadsheet. Remember, we used it in the previous video. This is from a publishing company, independent textbook publishing, that publishes 15 college level textbooks, and we want to compute the average age of the authors who publish in this company. So here is the variable age of authors. So we want to compute the mean of this. And to compute the mean of this, because this is all the textbooks that this company publishes, so we have in front of us the whole population. And then the formula I'm going to use is, of course, the same formula, but now using mu as the letter for symbolize the mean. So mu will be the sum of all the values divided by the total number of values in the population. I'm using capital N because we have the whole population. And then if I add together all these numbers, 49 plus 57 plus 29 plus 37 and so on, the answer is 653. And I divide by 15 because there are in total 15 books. When I do this, the answer is 43.5. So if we round it without decimal, the answer is 44. It will be good if we solve this problem using Excel. If we have a problem like this, let's show you how to solve this using Excel. To use Excel for computing the average, we can follow the following. So select any cell in Excel to see the answer. Because we are computing what is the average age of author, so it will be a good idea if you select the cell that is below this variable. So let's use this cell. And now we need to be sure that we are in the home menu. In this home menu, there is one of the options that is called Auto Sum. So select here in the small triangle to see what are the functions related to AutoSums. That there are very useful functions. So I'm select here in this small triangle and I see this function. I can see the minimum, the maximum of a set of data, but now I'm interested in the mean. The function for computing the mean is called average. So it's the average. So you select average, and when you select average, by default, Excel think that the average is about the cell above this, and this is actually what we want. If the cell doesn't choose the cell that you want, you can select it by yourself. But now you see that the cell is telling you that the average is between F2 and F16. That is really what we want. So the only thing that we need to do is just press enter and you get the answer. Press enter and you get the answer. 43.53. That was the same one that we get using our calculator.